Hi guys, Kirk here with Kirk Giordano Plastering. What I want to show you guys today is how we do drip screeds. And drip screeds, they're these guys right here. Jason cut 16 for here and 16 for the top. What we're going to do is we're going to go around these posts. And generally what I'll do is I'll use a template, meaning here's the most important thing. I get asked this almost on every job. How high should these screeds be? Well, according to code, they should be minimum ½ inch above your tile. Maximum 2 inches. But if we go 2 inches, it kind of looks, it's a bit of an eyesore, so we try to compromise. So I asked the folks today, what are you going to do here? So they're going to put a membrane over this membrane, and then they're going to place a grout in this tile. So for them to do that, what I've done here is I've adjusted this so that it's a ½ inch above their finished product. And generally, again, I'll use these as a template right here, but instead of that, I have a template right here. All of these pillars, columns, are exactly the same, and the radius is up there. They're just, everything here is done very well. Darryl Walker of Walker Construction in Albion built this, so I can go with confidence on all of these are perfect. So what we're going to do is, I've started a couple there. I placed those screeds where they need be, and my template, instead of using a stone or a tile, this, we were on a job yesterday where they had 4-inch brick, and they were going to put that on top of the deck. Again, what we're doing is we're following the line here. So there's a couple done here, and then I'm going to go right here, and I've got my template already. It's the existing line right here, making it too easy for me. So what I'm going to do now is pop a staple in there, pop a staple here. Going through double flashings too. Double flashings are always tough to go through. Then I'll put a couple concrete nails to hold that in place. Another thing we're going to do too is we're going to apply some J-trim up at the top of here. I'll show you how we do that too in this same short video. Alright guys, we're also installing this J-channel up here, J-trim. This side I put it on here, it comes out 7/8 of an inch, and I'm going to fasten this one. And pretty much we're going to go around the entire perimeter of this. Generally I don't do this, but they're going to place some type of soffit here, some kind of tongue and groove. I'm not certain, they're not even certain what they're going to do. So this way my transition is really clean, because especially I have a hollow. Had they already had their ceiling on, I wouldn't need this. This is actually a commercial product, but I can use it here. Anyhow, I just wanted to show you one of the most important things are the drip screeds and where to put them, because I did it on every single job. Whether it's above deck, on this one, on the foundation, it's pretty important. Okay guys, I'll show you how we're going to waterproof these right here. They're real tough. I could use paper, but the seams right here become a real nightmare. So what I generally do is use a membrane like this. I'll show you how we put this on. Now, it's a cold day in February right now. If it was a hot day, I couldn't do this because this would stick to itself. As soon as I pull this off, the edges touch. But I've done about 100 boxes of this. I know what I'm doing. I'll show you how we get a seamless joint in here. Now, if I have this grace right here all the way up to here, when this touches it, it bonds instantly. So it's kind of tough. I'm going to start from the bottom, and hopefully you can get an idea. I want to wrap around the edges. Okay, so once I stick to the grace now it's instantly adhered right there at the bottom. That's oops. Pull some of this. Get it all. All right. Now, what we want to do is we want to get our bottom piece down and one side. And what I'll do is I'll just do like so and get the bottom. This way it's seamless. Then here we just wrap around, wrap, and it doesn't have to be pretty. It is going to be bubbly. If I was doing a deck, I'll make it pretty, but for this, it's doesn't have to be pretty. What it has to be is watertight. Okay, so I'm coming in here, I'm using my thumb and squeezing it in, then I'm pulling it back here. I'm getting my seams. Getting my seams in here, just like that. and then I can wrap around here. I'll cut the screed out. The same here. I'm going to cut this screed out. And now that I got this, because we're going to lath this, wire it, and then I'm going to put half corners in here. And this way we're watertight, seamless. Paper, I could not do this. It costs an extra $100 to do it this way, but it's well worth it, because when it starts pouring down rain for a month or so, we don't want these things to leak. And here's what I do. We take our edges, go here, take our edges here, we take the top, and they're gonna have pillars similar to that there. So we're gonna take our membrane all the way here and come over this to here. This comes over here. I cut these pieces of drip out just like this, so it's seamless. And yeah, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's the effective. What we want is no leaks. Now there's how we're going to do all of these. There are 4 here, 4 upstairs. Actually, there's 6 here and 6 upstairs. So this is a pretty long process, but this way it's watertight. When I get ready to do the corners too, I'll show you how we do that. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how we put these corners on here. We're all done with the wire, and we're all done with the membrane. This is very tricky stuff. This is not stuff for guys who just started in the trade, nor is it stuff for homeowners, but I'll show you how to do it anyway. Once we have our perimeter drip screed up, then in order to put these corners here, we have to do the top. Come on over here. Now we have the top done too. And once we have the top done, now we have a guide here, 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 here. And without these guides, we can't put these on. If, say, I was just going to try to put these on without the guides, what will happen is the corners will be a little wavy, because I need some kind of a guide, because when we do this, we don't have templates. It's all by eye, and you really got to know what you're doing to do this stuff. I advise anybody, if they're going to try to do this, do these corners like this, to use nails. You put the nails in here. I use a gun, but I've been doing this for a lot of years. So when I use my gun, I go inside these end corners. That way it's rigid and it sticks out. And when I do this inner piece here, now the inner piece, that's a whole nother tricky ball game. I'm using half flange. One half is 2.5 inches and the other is 1.5 inches. Now the real drag about this, or the challenge about this job is, the fella used 3/8 plywood here, pressure treated. But 3/8, we're going 7/8 with mud alone. So I'm going to have to doctor up these half flanges and accommodate for a measly 3/8. If you're going to do details like this, I've done thousands in stucco, at least go with 1-inch plywood. That way these can be applied. These are standard, and they make the job so much easier. Now I've got to notch out each one of these guys here. So I'm looking at, for the rest of these pillars here, 4 to 6 hours just to finish these pillars here, because this is only out 3/8 of an inch. But that's the nature of the job. Anyway, excuse me, let me grab this gun. I'll show you folks what I'm talking about. Now, when I do apply these corners here, I'm using a gun, but I don't advise anybody to try to do it without a gun, unless you're an experienced fellow like me. I've been doing this forever. What I'll do is I'll bend it, and I'll put a staple right inside the end, where I tell folks to use a nail. All right, now it's perfect right in that end hole. How do I do that? Well, I know exactly where the 2 points meet on this gun. And this, there it is. One more. Now that's a perfect corner. Corner to corner, corner to corner. And once I get all the other corners, the templates basically, then I'm going to do my perimeter corners. And again, those I have to improvise with. Anyhow, that's how we do corners, and I've got 12 of these to do. Each one is at least an hour. So that's my tip of the day for you folks. My name is Kirk. I'm with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.